Triple H comes out to the ring to try to push the idea that he's a bad guy now. He has heel facial hair and he's wearing a dark-colored suit. He even tries harder by talking about how everybody needs to bow to authority and how he beat up Roman Reigns.
I'm a bad guy. Look at the dark hues in my suit, shirt, and tie.
A barely audible Roman Reigns chant starts, followed by a louder Triple H chant. They do this weird cut to the crowd, which shows the crowd not really cheering at all, and a very obviously piped-in Roman chant starts. How do you put over a bad guy? You put him up against a great good guy. Out comes Dean Ambrose, and the fans cheer loudly. No fake chants required. Dean challenges Triple H for the WWE title.
I want that title.
Some great back and forth between the two. A little over 10 minutes in, and this is already way better than the whole Triple H Roman Reigns thing. Triple H says he'll give him an answer later on and puts Dean up against Del Rio in the main event. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks fought for the #1 contender spot for the Divas title. Knowing how great these two are, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Not sure if they didn't have enough time or had too much time and had to stall, but they seemed to panic at some moments, and there seemed to be some miscommunications. I'd also like to think that they weren't responsible for the whole weird finish to the match. Sasha with a top rope sunset flip, and both girls get knocked out. What? Didn't make sense. I drew Becky throwing Sasha in the T-bone suplex. Figuring out the best way to draw this was more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So Bray and the Wyatt family were in their spooky room, and Bray delivers another great promo. They were lit with greenish lighting, and there was fog in the room, and the Wyatt family stood there looking more ominous than usual. There was a subtle spooky hum in the background that added to the whole scene. It sounds like Bray is still going after Brock Lesnar. I got excited thinking about how this could affect WrestleMania. Then I remembered two things. The Roadblock Live event is happening. Bray will probably face Brock there. And lose. 2. They always build the Wyatts to be beaten in their main rivalries. It really is tragic what WWE has done to them. Renee Young interviews Natalya backstage, asking her how she stays fit. Nattie pretty much says, I exercise, sleep enough, and eat right. Like eating at Subway. Nattie loves Subway. Yay! Next, Ryback destroyed Adam Rose. Ryback is back to being a heel. New ring gear, new CM Punk, knees in the corner, MMA ground and pound, still not interested. Sorry Ryback, I liked him when he was that dumb jock bad guy he was when he was teaming up with Curtis Axel though. I like to draw Ryback as that big dumb monster of a wrestler. He always reminded me of the Crusher from the Bugs Bunny cartoons.
The big guy is finally full!
The New Day has been doing this entrance where, when they get into the ring, Big E does this swimming thing on the mat. Not sure what it means, but I love it. So we get to the Undertaker and Vince segment, and I thought this could be interesting. Why would Taker listen to Vince? Does Vince hold something over Undertaker to have him do his bidding? Undertaker does his long intro into the ring, grabs Vince, and says, Shane's blood is on Vince's hands, and then leaves. That's it.
You know. His
entrance took longer than his time in the ring. Big Show defeats Kevin Owens. What? Remember when Owens was new and exciting, and this tough guy coming into the main roster, beating everybody in his way, and beating John Cena clean? Now he's just another guy on the roster, getting beaten by Big Show. He got beat by getting crotched on the top rope, falling out of the ring, and being in a lot of pain, and not being able to make it back into the ring before the 10 count.
Remember when you beat John Cena clean?
Another person gets beaten by getting hit in the junk. These guys really need to start wearing cups. Dean Ambrose takes on Alberto Del Rio when the League of Nations gangs up on him and beats him up. Triple H comes down and mocks Dean, who's lying down on the mat. Triple H mocks him some more, and Dean jumps up and punches Triple H in the face. Triple H beats up and pedigrees Ambrose and agrees to a championship match. All of that just happened, and everything at the beginning. Way more interesting and way more exciting than this whole build-up to WrestleMania between Triple H and Roman Reigns. This Raw seemed hastily put together with Scotch tape, with a nice post-it to emphasize the whole Triple H versus Dean Ambrose thing that happened. A bunch of matches nobody really wanted to see, with bad or weird finishes. A lot of catching up segments too, showing you what happened last week, that sort of thing. Despite Triple H versus Dean Ambrose for the title being predictable, there's no way Dean is going to win. Sadly, the build to it was good, and the highlight of the show. Gotta say, still very worried about WrestleMania. That wraps up another Monday Night Raw. Please subscribe, like, and share the videos. You can check out all my work on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, DeviantArt, Facebook, and NightmareProWrestling.com. You can pick up a print of this week's sketches at the shop at NightmareProWrestling.com. See you next week.